I've set myself up for failure as much as anyone can. Welcome back to Yeti. It's episode 65. We're at Omloop Het Nussblad, and this is my third race consecutively with other races, and so all I had left was 4 riders to make up the squad. And we need a result here. Not that we need a result, because sponsor-wise we're looking really good. But we want to get a result here. We need a top 5 to get that result. So even a top 10 would be a partial failure. And I've really set myself up for failure. I've not brought my best cobbled riders to a race that has cobbles. I have brought some decent climbers and a couple guys with at least a little bit of pace, but securing a top 5 is going to be rather challenging. Wolvenberg, 3 stars, we're through that. We're going to head right into the next sector. 95k left to go. We need to get some water. Overall race day condition for the team is a -2. So it's not great, but it's neutral. And Palmar's +3 should definitely help. The other fast man, Derek G, has a -2, but luckily his -2 isn't really hurting him. He's losing a 2 in stamina and resistance. So Hagland, who's slower, is going to go ahead and protect him since Derek G's penalties are minimal. Haddad, though, you can see is really struggling through this race now with 60k to go. It's going to get water that final time. 103, 158, 79. It's yo-yoing. It's yo-yoing a lot.
Attack by Nielsen Paulus.
Well, let's go ahead and speed up for the guys that are here so they can hold that position, because we don't want to be on the wrong end of the yo-yo. And with that, there's only a couple cobbled sectors left to go. They're tough ones. They are tough ones, and it can really hurt the field. Group getting dropped off. Haddad nearly done. A little bit of undulation the rest of the way. 37k to go. But it's that cobbled climb of these last 2. The Valkenburg, that hill, one of the last ones. A little bit of rolling, and then the 2 to come. 10 riders in the break, and now 5 attacking. You're seeing the favorites going for it here with 30k to go. Up that effort. It's a minute 20 to the front of the field. That's the big thing we've got to watch, is they have pulled out about 5 seconds attacking here. And it's open to a minute 40, and there's riders attacking. This, I don't think, is a response. I think these guys are all on the attack. The gap was suddenly opening. It's not looking good. So Haddad, 25k out. I just don't see how I'm going to respond and get a top 10 here. Especially with Haddad already pretty well exhausted. So have him hold on for a second. He's hanging in there. They recover that first one. And then they sit up.
With less than 20 kilometers to the line, the breakaway still holds more than a minute's lead.
We need Hagland to get ready. We're going to have to make that push here on this climb to come. We're nearly there, so Hagland, start pushing through, get up into position, pull G. He's got G with him. Is Ponemar there? Yes, he is. 4 stars, 1k uphill.
It's survival of the fittest.
8%. Hagland, give me a 99 effort. I don't care about the red bar part. Okay, we're catching riders at the front. The riders at the front are disintegrating. The group is down to just a few riders. And Hagland has survived the first one. Is G on his wheel? Not really. But he can get back up there. Now we're looking at 50 in the peloton. That's less important. It's more about what's ahead of us. And it's 2 riders, and then 2 more riders, and then just 3 left at the front. We're about to hit that final time up the climb. It's the Bossberg. Only 3 stars, but 1.1k and 6%. I would send G, but he doesn't have any red bar either. It's down to 2 riders at the front. Excuse me. Hagland Out of energy. G hasn't even made up the ground yet, though. G. Gonna sit on Haglin, try to recover.
Only 10 kilometers
10k to go. 2 riders. With the gap coming down quickly, they're no longer riding hard. They are going to get caught. After all, a little early for that gel. 10k. 7k from the finish. I do have G to lead out Panamar. There is no riders ahead of us. 4k from the finish. We don't want to go 99, but I gotta start coming forward. G. There we go. Pulls Panamar out into space. Hagland is there, but it's too late for him. 1.5k. G. Soft sprinting. Setting up Panamar. Panamar is going to have to go. Getting that top 5 is going to be incredibly hard. The top 3 are clearly favorites. Panamar's out of red bar, but Hagland is not. I think we've got our top 5, though. I think we're going to get our top 5. Rex, Metten, Oliveira. Panamar's got to hold off one of the hard chargers. And he gets 4th. Hagland gets 7th. We got a top 5. Against the odds.
The race is run.
While Rwanda, a success. It's a win. Abdullah first. Zipidati second. Montes and Shui both in the top 12 as well. So good team performance there. It's also why I only had 4 riders at Omloop. And our UAE Tour Sprint team will not compete for stage 7 with a uphill mountain finish. Sevkov has won that by 1.5 minutes over Almeida and Gegenhardt. We are nowhere to be seen in the points. We got a little bit of earned points off of some podium stuff or top 5 stuff in the sprints, but really minor points. Omloop wasn't the one that I needed the top 5 on. What am I talking about? Bruges de Pain is that upcoming race, and it's going to be almost a month from now. So Omloop was just a minor World Tour race that I took less riders to and still managed to find a decent amount of success out of them. But we're down to just 2 sponsor objectives left on the year, that and the win 15 races mark, which we have 1 victory on the year as a team so far. But with a very good rating already. It's looking really good unless we really take that race. So next up, we're at Strade Bianchi. It's one of my favorite races. I love this race, and I know, the monuments, okay? They have history. This should be a monument. It doesn't have the history, but it's a freaking hell of a race, and that should matter more. There's a monument, at least one, arguably probably a couple that are pretty freaking weak races.
The lead rider is now more than 2
Who
minutes
the
ahead of the peloton.
frick cares about those races? Like, they're not good races. Yeah, there's a few that are absolutely legendary, huge races, and after those few races on the calendar, what comes in is number 4. For me, it's Strade Bianchi. Like, this is the next race of this race. Anyway, 2 riders off the back. There was a fall just a moment ago. There's 10 riders off the front, but they are not unified right now. You've got 7 leading out 3. Reminder that gravel got a rework in PCM 24. So this can be a much more hectic race. This can be a more chaotic race. We can see the splits. The front 10 are together now with a 4.5 minute advantage. I don't expect any fireworks right now, so we'll speed things up for a little bit. We've got 180k to go, these initial gravel sectors, and then the biggest climb of the day shouldn't see much. The next phase with those 3 gravel sectors, possibly. We could start to see the race pick up from there, especially if that front 10 continues to have such a healthy advantage now at 6 minutes. My team today, it's a pretty okay draw. Slight positive. It's a +4 for the team. Not a woohoo kind of rating, but you know, it's pretty all right. For the 3 guys that we're writing for, Lind, he's got a +1. Harasim's got a +2. Pickrell -1. That one hurts. Probably won't make him end up being the leader. I think probably Harasim or Lind are going to be the top guys on the day, as Pickrell's got the... it's going to come down to a combination of things, and that's the beautiful thing about a race such as this. You've got tarmac, you've got gravel, you've got undulation, you've got distance, you've got beautiful frickin' scenery, and we've got Gottstein down. Luckily, that is our domestique of domestiques for the day. So picking up with him, he is dropped, but he is just out the back. He'll regain contact here shortly. And he is back in. And we're back into the gravel. He was protecting Pickrell. We'll fix that eventually when he gets up there. But I also think this is probably a perfect time to grab some water while we're back here. First time of the day to get water. We'll only need to get water one more time. This is a hair early, about 10k early, but not so early that it's going to create a serious problem. Is got a puncture there for Venter. Got Steen making his way back through. We've got a little descent coming, and then some undulation following right after that, and he was able to make a decent amount of progress there. But look at the fatigue already starting to set in on our domestiques as we come out of that sector and go right into the next one. And there's the warnings about we need water anyway, so yeah, Augustine's taking a long time. This field is really, really spread out. Being near the front is very important today. By the way, that front 10, that 6-minute gap, yeah, it's already down to 4.5. I'm not worried about this gap that Pickrell's facing right now. 1, he doesn't have his protection. He's got his water now, at least. But 2, we're about to hit a nice flat valley for a while. That's the rest recovery stage, and then you set it up for the race to come. That's still a long ways from the finish. Gottstein does not have much left. Nobody's been dropped from the peloton, but he could be amongst the first. As there we go, we've got him back in position. Water! How did he... There was no gap in the field, ever. There was no gap, ever. How did he stop bringing water? Did he drop the bag? Crapola. Shui. Go get some water. Gottstein needs to recover just a little bit, which, at least Shui's only having to drop back so far.
The pack is beginning to get the lead. There's a sustained rhythm at the moment. Some riders definitely
but horrible luck on the fact that
Ciccone was caught in a fall.
Our guy goes past the whole group, does what he's supposed to do. There's no split anywhere, and yet he stops the water task. And it's on. Water task nearly done. And is done. Start to up the effort a little bit, hold that position a little more, burn a little extra energy. Position matters a lot here. Front 10 down to 3.5, that breakaway group. A lot of undulation through here, which is part of what makes this so interesting. It's a very long gravel sector, very skinny, very windy, very up and down. So that undulation is kind of a combo that you could really see the field break up. Nothing has happened yet. Steen has missed the break. In fact, I think he created the break here. Love it. He just cut 81 riders out of the peloton. Okay, Pickrell. Panamar's the one to protect Pickrell. Pickrell, not a great climber, but the stronger sprinter.
What's going on? Several riders are flat on the
Speaking of more
ground.
effort,
Certainly some sort of incident. The riders
bump
are
that
going
to an
through a very
81 now.
tough portion with percentages above 10%.
Keep these guys in
The
check.
gap is
This is the
widening.
last
It's now more than
lengthy
2 minutes.
gravel
The peloton
sector.
seems content to let it grow.
And we've caught 2 of the breakaway riders. 3 more have been dropped by what is now just a front 5, but 2 of them have latched back on, with now just 1 falling behind that group, so it's going to be down to 7. What's neat is one of just 2 riders out the back. Oh man. Rest of the field has regained contact, but you can see how it's yo-yoing so much now. Is definitely where this race can get interesting, and in this later phase we're going to try to make it interesting. I gotta remember 2 things. One, I do need to score points this season, right? We've got to secure that top 2 once again. We're in a great position to do so, but if I overcommit to specialties and tank race after race after race after race, we could very much find ourselves missing the top 2, as we have a split in the field. Pick roll, just weak climbing, drifted back. I thought I was on pick roll. I wasn't. I was on his teammate. But we're about to have a group of 74, as it's pretty clear this group's about to be in contact, and you've got a nice long recovery period, and there you go, they're back in. 74 riders. Pick roll. Get back up to place, please. Is he even trying to make an effort, or is he literally just hanging on with an 83? Let's make that an 85. Shui. Go ahead and gel. Check back in with pick roll. He is regaining position.
The gap is widening. It's now
and
over
blinking
2
red.
minutes.
There you
Some
go.
team
So
managers
yes,
mustn't appreciate
high
the
effort.
fact that there is a
High
breakaway,
effort in the
given that
field
the
right
pack has
now.
increased its speed.
There's 2 riders now chasing whatever's left of the breakaway. 5, 6, something like that. And we're entering the final phase with 55k to go. Peloton just jumped back to 118. Shui, this is a risky move, but go get some water. Wow, we just came to an absolute halt. Last time getting the water, and then I'm going to start focusing on what we could do. Very short gravel sector. And this is where that chaos is going to begin.
For the pack. They obviously don't have anybody in the breakaway group. It's in such percentages that the strongest can create some gaps.
And somehow the Peloton's doubled in size. But there's actual riders that are now just straight up getting dropped. Water task will be done soon. Shui. Shui got water to 1 rider and runs out of energy. Now there's 33 up there. Panamar. Can you handle the task? The very small Peloton of 33, he shouldn't have to go very far back. And there's now more riders off the front. Which also means it's time to increase the effort of these guys to hold that position and not get left behind. There's 14 riders away. And that's not what we had, is it? Right? There's favorites. Healy, Gregoire.
Another flat tire.
Zana. Few favorites up the road. There. Okay, it's complete. But it should be this last phase. 40k. And at 49 on the chase. We've left the Peloton behind. No, we're not. It reunites once again. Next gravel sector is where I want to start to make a move. Unless we have to respond. But I only have 5 guys. There's only so much strength left. Front group's only a minute 14, so yeah, we're still very much in play for this race. They're going for it. But speaking of the, you got to still secure points, but you're also going to go for it today. Well, today we'll see about circumstances. I was kind of thinking points, but I'm starting to think maybe I'll go for it scenario. 27k out. I'm coming up on that gravel, so we're gonna see if we can catch these guys out. Make a push. Okay, use the 2 exhausted one plus the 3 protected. Pickrell's the sprinter. You need him for the win. Or Harasim. Harasim's the strong one today. Alright, Panama. I don't want a 99, I just need to get you moving. Lead these guys out. 1 star, but downhill. But can we get an acceleration? Just 46 left, but we're chasing that front group. And there's at least a few very strong riders in that front group. Bonamar now accelerating. Won't last too long though. Full team in position now. Right up amongst
The riders are in a portion above 10%.
the favorites. There's an acceleration. A few guys trying to attack. A few favorites trying to attack. And Panamar's done. Onto Haddad. Nobody got away. Nobody got away. Panamar tried to break toe of anybody behind. Down to 39. Peloton shrinking. And here we go. We're about to hit a climb. This is where things are about to get interesting. 1 star. Narvaez. Pogacar.
The little promenade is over.
And
The
we've
group
caught
has
the
been
front group.
overhauled.
Red bar's gone, but Haddad can push on. Max effort. There's now 5 riders up ahead. Just barely up ahead. Haddad's just going to go max effort for a little bit to have
15
contention.
kilometers remaining.
I've got to not only catch those guys, but I've got to keep everybody else under pressure. And I've got to not be down to the last of my team 3 seconds from now as Haddad's about to run out of energy. And so we move on to Lind. Haddad is done. Penultimate gravel sector. Palmer got dropped. Way back there. Leading some group. 43 riders in contention. Lind has gone clear. Pick roll. Sit up. I don't think a 76 flat rating is going to cut it, but let's see what happens with these guys.
Only 10 kilometers left.
Is this going to weaken everybody else to chase? Haddad. Pick roll. Still haven't caught us. Still 11 seconds ahead. 6 seconds, 8 seconds. Wait, follow. Lind leading it out. Down to 28. Pick roll.
Holy
Pick
cow,
roll is
that was a
toast. I
ball.
want pick roll to go. 6K.
Attack by Narvaez.
This climb is feared by many riders. The percentages are very high.
Pick roll's done. Never mind. I'm back onto Lind.
5 kilometers remaining.
Down to 22. Down to 21 as pick roll goes out the back. 3K. Lind leading us out.
Acceleration
2K.
by Pogacar.
Final
All
one
just
is
happened at
cobbled.
Peloton. Several riders are on the ground.
Sprinting. Setting up Harasim. He's going to come through over the top of that now. Sprint. For about 6th place, it looks like. Can he catch any of the front 5? One's breaking away a little bit to take the win. It's Jorgensen. Matteo Jorgensen for the win. Philipsen, Healy, Pogacar, Albanese. Harasim gets 6th place. Lind is going to get 12th.
We're waiting for the
It is good
backmarkers
points,
who appear to be
and it's a good
fairly
result
numerous in this
considering the
difficult
field,
race.
and we're definitely not dual strength between cobble, sprint, the climbing ability necessary to compete here. So just to be thereabouts, and score top 10 in this race, probably a pretty good result. I must say, probably a good one. Better than expected. Do I want to go for the win? Obviously. We tried to put the field under pressure, but just couldn't break off. There's too much quality out there. It's going to take circumstances coming together race day condition bonuses in particular. Nobody had an objective for this race. So we're going to have to spam some good results just to make sure we have the points. And then go for those wins, winning where possible. And, you know, it's not like I wasn't going for the win here. We were trying. Just the odds weren't in our favor. Beating Bianchi. Little tough. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Look at that beautiful scenery, right? Bye for now.